Hello, everyone. My name's Hank Sutalo,
And I'm Casey McBride.
and we're here with another fun episode of Stir Crazy Shamans. Hello, good morning, everyone, or good evening, wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much for joining us. And we got to start today by talking about how much fun we had yesterday doing the group sound healing. Oh my goodness, it was so much fun.
It was a blast. It was funny. I was so excited because I knew we were doing that. I got up at 6:30 in the morning, and I'm just like, "Ooh, all right, gonna get breakfast, make sure I'm all ready." And then I'm like, "Oh, I got 3 hours."
Right. I was gonna say, don't be impressed by Casey getting up early. He goes to bed at really early.
Yeah, I do. but yeah, no, it was so much fun. Yeah, that was powerful. It was funny though. There was so much energy movement going on, and such strong energy was coming through that both me and Hank were super ungrounded after that, and we had to go and get some junk food after that.
Yeah. Me and my roommate from fellowship, so we would always call it junking it up. Like you have this big weekend and you're all floaty and you got to get some grounding food. So I had me some Taco Bell.
Yeah, and I got some Chipotle, and then Spirit was like, you know what, eat that vegan beef jerky, and then you need some Sun Chips. So I just ate a big bag of chips. And but no, it was great. It was funny. I went to one of the local spiritual shops after that to talk about doing shamanic healing there. And the lady, she was like, at one point, I don't know how she brought it up. She was like, she's like, I know you're very excited about things right now, but you need to ground down just a little bit. And I'm like, am I that far up there? Yes, I am. But it was all good. It was wonderful.
But for anyone who's interested, we're doing that our target is to do it every week. Granted, with vacations and things like that, maybe we won't do it every week, but for the most part, every Wednesday, 11 o'clock, we're going to be streaming a group healing session. And you can actually go to stircrazyshamans.com. There's a link for virtual and in-person events because we're also doing local meetups now. And if you register, it's complimentary. You don't have to pay anything. There is an option to make a contribution if you'd like, but you don't have to. But if you register, then we will actually call you in by name and the spirit of your birthplace. So you might get a little bit more of a potent or a different experience than if you just show up to watch. So I encourage that. It's totally not required, but it's so much fun.
Don't read that.
No,
please
no,
don't.
No. We got a troll. It's so much fun. Actually, I'm afraid to try to click on it to mitigate it because
it'll pop up.
Yeah. Well, thank you for your contribution of energy. I love it. Well, usually, if it's Facebook or YouTube, you have the ability to put people in timeout or boot them or anything like this, but apparently not on Twitch.
Well, we know that now. Anyway, what were we talking about?
I know, we just get pookly-eyed.
We did get pookly-eyed. That was good.
Oh, and good morning, Rini. I'm not streaming directly to my page, so any comments we won't be able to see. If you want to click over to the YouTube stream, we will be able to see it there. Or go to our Facebook page, we'll be able to see comments. But any place where we're just sharing it to, we don't see the comments. But she gave us a wave. I believe it's a wave.
Oh, yeah. Do I need to share this to any of my pages?
It's going to Shaman's Way. You need to share it to your personal page and anywhere else you want to share it to.
Okay.
Yeah, but as you guys know, we kind of got away from having a predefined topic up front and kind of move with the energy of the day. So if there's anything on your mind, any questions that you have about anything, let us know. Also, last Tuesday, I was on with Sean Phillips. If you want to go back in our page, we had a whole book discussion group on Conversations with God, book 4, totally unrelated to this show, but it's a great book. So if you want to go back and check that, you can. And let's see, there was something else I wanted to bring up that I'm forgetting about. Oh, one final thing just to kind of look to is today is the day that the virtual apprenticeship starts. So if you're interested at all, if you're a last minute chooser, now's pretty much the time to sign up because you have to read about 25 pages before class tonight with some handouts. So you can find that out at Stir Crazy Shamans as well.
So what has what kind of magic have you been creating lately, other than, because I know you've had a few things going on with like Soul Phone Project and some other things you've been working on
Oh,
lately?
that was the other thing. Today at 1 o'clock, 1 o'clock? No, today at 2 o'clock, I'm going to be on with Dr. Pinsick, who is affiliated with the Soul From Project. And they're actually, science has been able to develop technology that has created binary communication with the world beyond this one. And he is part of the group that's putting it all together. It's being tested now in some universities and things, but they are moving on to their next project. So if you want to hear a conversation around technology and science and how it's catching up with metaphysics, definitely one to be on. I'll probably stream it to the Facebook page, but it's going to be going to the HHH YouTube.
Yes,
Awesome. Thanks for the reminding me. That was the thing that I was thinking about. It wasn't the apprenticeship, it was Soul Phone. But now I talked about both.
Yep. Well, now that we've got all the plugging things out of the way.
Usually we do that at the end.
Yeah, I was going to say, hopefully we haven't bored anyone and lost people. Oh, no, we still got some people watching. But, no, all exciting stuff. Yeah, so I've just been riding this huge high on these shamanic healings I've been doing, and I've just had so much energy to spread this magic with people. I kind of want to be just all over doing it nonstop. But it was funny. I kind of made a joking comment to Hank last night. So I was laying there. I told him, well, at first I told him, I think I need to honor my body, because I wanted to go on and do another live stream and do more shamanic healing. But then I had the awareness that the body needed just to rest, because I have been kind of go doing readings for a while, shamanic healing for like the past week, just nonstop basically. And it's been so much fun. But then, so I finally did my grounding, ate my junk food, and I'm like, all right, now I feel calm and good. So I was like, well, you know what? Now that I'm feeling a little more grounded, maybe I should go on. And then I messaged Hank and I'm like, Hank, is it possible to be addicted to doing healing work? Because I feel like a healing junkie right now. I'm like, ooh, I wonder if I have any friends that I could use some healing or something. Maybe I'll just message them and do a quick little 5-minute thing. But no, it's funny.
I replied back to him, don't pull out Edgar Casey. And Edgar Casey was a guy who was very in tune, and Spirit told him, only do so much stuff because you got to take care of the body too. And he didn't listen and probably passed before his time. Not that Casey would, but I'm just like, you got to honor, take care of the body and do other things besides just healing and reading work. You got to have some puklei, some sacred play as well.
Well, that's the thing, is the healing is puklei for me. It's wonderful. It is my play.
Well, then do
it. It's going to be a beautiful day today. I got a magical day of healing ahead, and just very excited for all of that. The stream of comments coming in. So
maybe that could be a separate book, like we could have the behind the scenes comments that you saw make us laugh that we never actually posted, and we could have a whole transcript of these things. But I feel honored, like we haven't had our first official troll yet. Like I've had that with Angie when her and I are on doing readings and stuff like that, but we really haven't had that happen on our show yet. So this is our first. This is a monumental moment when you have reached enough people that you get trolled.
Oh, that's so great. And Shirley says, yo, bro.
Hey, I'm guessing that is my sister. She finally got from Periscope to, actually we are going to Periscope today, ironically, but she's on YouTube now.
Nice. Yeah, we like it.
So we got my Aunt Renee, Shirley, and are both watching. They're both family members, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Oh.
So let's see. I feel like I will say a little affirmation just to recenter the energy. This is one of my favorite ones from Rishi's Metaphysical Institute. It is our desire to sit calmly upon the thrones in the temple of our own bodies, between the two great pillars of positive and negative vibrations, balancing them to the point where we can radiate through our temple of light to all whom we contact the wonderful peace, poise, power, wisdom, love, and harmony of God. Always a good way to center the energy. Mm-hmm. So let's see, and we're going to be starting apprenticeship. What could we be and do today that would create the greatest possibility for all those viewing, including our troll? I will grab my mesa real quick. Actually, I'll be right back.
Yeah. No, and I've just been focusing a little more lately while doing the healing work on really touching in with that sense of isness. And I like to guide people sometimes into the space in between their breaths. I was the first time I heard someone explain it like that was our teacher Zane, but I really like the way he does it. So a cool little exercise for anyone watching. You can do this anytime if you're feeling like there's too much mental noise, or you're feeling like maybe you're just stressed and you need a moment of peace, and you're having difficulty finding that place within you that is always peaceful. You just breathe, and instead of focusing on the breath itself, focus on that space in between the breaths. And when you find that space, just allow your attention to sink deeper into that space in between the breaths. And as your attention goes deeper into the space, allow that space to feel like it's expanding, becoming more vast with every breath. Feel the deep sense of peace that comes along with that space. And when you feel that, go deeper and deeper into it with every space. Just sink down. Disappear into the space. Realize that that space is you. You are not separate from it. All there is the space. And that sense of peace and calm that comes along with touching in with that which is always present. You can carry that with you. No matter what you're doing, no matter where you are, no matter what's happening around you, that stillness is always within you. You are that stillness. Remain as the space, calmly observing, not needing to do anything or be anything, just being as the space. Thank you.
Nike, Nike, Nike. Thank you, Casey.
Yeah. I believe that was much needed.
Indeed. And things like that you hear in the depths of the soul and can forever change you whether you want to change or not.
Right.
Let's see. So, is there anything on anyone's mind today? Or where do you want to go with the conversation, Casey?
It's weird. Well, after that, my brain doesn't want to make any noise. But I really think it's important for us to touch in with that stillness, and I think that a lot of people have had the time to begin to start to reprioritize what is important. And a lot of people in the chaos of their busy lives after sort of the shutdown where everyone was at home realized, you know what, this isn't creating peace and joy and ease in my life. I don't feel peaceful, constantly working, running around, and then sitting at home. Maybe a lot of people realize, well, I'm not comfortable just to sit here either. So what's the issue? Really, when we lose touch with our true essence, our natural state of being, and we get so involved in the world of form and in the world of our thoughts, that is where dis-ease, that is where discomfort That is where suffering comes from. When we are identified with something that is temporary, when we are identified with the mind, the ego, it will pull you in all kinds of different directions. But we are all that stillness. So when we step back and we touch in with that part of ourselves, which never changes, because the thoughts change, the emotions change, the things happening around you always change. Even your physical body is not the same physical body you had a few years ago. Every single molecule has been replaced. So when we touch in with that which is more permanent, that which never changes, that which has never changed, the space that allows for all things to be, there is a deep sense of peace that comes along with that. And if all you did was discover that for yourself and touch in with that, even from time to time, because it will naturally start to grow and you'll experience more and more of it. But even just touching in with it, like even once a day, really being in that space, I can guarantee you that will completely transform your life. Yeah, there's just, yeah, I don't know how to put it. Anyway, that was what needed to be said there.
Awesome. And also gave me time to figure out how to get moderator rights on Twitch. And so that's been taken care of too.
Oh, that's
I wonder if it will let me do that from in studio now. Well, we'll see next time. But thank you for saying that. That was great. Linda Marie is checking in. Thank you so much for joining us. Looking forward to the beginning of our apprenticeship work this weekend and tonight. She's in the program with us. Oh, let's see. What else are we going to be talking about, if anything? Linda, is there anything on your mind? Any place where you'd like us to kind of tailor our conversation? Anything going on in your world where we can kind of dive in and offer something to contribute to it? Putting her on the spot.
right.
Mm-hmm. And I see there's a couple people watching on my watch party as well. If you do want to make a comment, head over to the YouTube page because we won't be able to see the comments if you make them on the watch party. Oh, she just says she can't wait. She's so excited.
Is Linda going to be there for the in-person?
She is.
Oh, wonderful. Well, I can't wait to meet you. I don't think I've met you before, have I?
I don't think so.
I know we've seen your comments on here, but I don't think I've met you in person. So I'm very excited to meet you.
Yep, it's going to be great.
Mm-hmm.
So, or maybe that's just a good note, and it's a short show today because I'm not feeling anything really going.
No, me neither.
Let's see. Yeah, I think that is it. We're probably going to just make a short show today, guys, as we've done our little meditation. Let's see. Well, we do have a question, though, so let's go ahead and address that. So someone's asking, how can we really ground ourselves when at work, distracted? Everyone's grumpy. How do I disregard other negative energy?
How can we really ground ourselves at work? Distracted. How do I disregard others' negative energy? But I'll let you speak on that first.
Right. So I would go to one of the tools from Access Consciousness where, well, an acronym, because, Casey will tell you I'm a word nerd with acronyms. So the only true Satan is seeing anything as negative. And if you can start to look at other people's negativity as just an interesting point of view, it takes the charge off of it because you're looking at it as negative if there's a judgment attached. So being an allowance of other people wherever they're at, whatever they're doing, troll or otherwise, you just let them be, and it creates, in the space of no charge, it gives you a different possibility of how you respond to the energy instead of reacting to it. So that's where...
And you are judging your experience, right? So the reality is there's no negative energy there. People aren't distracted, grumpy, etc. Those are all labels that you're putting on a direct experience that you're having. But what is the actual raw direct experience, right? So if you look down at it, so when you say someone's distracted, maybe you're looking at a human being and, like they're looking in a certain direction when in your mind you think they should be looking in another direction. But really, that's just a human being doing their thing. The being distracted is a label you put on that. People are grumpy, again, maybe they have their face looks a certain way. it's a little tighter or whatever, and their words are a different tone. But again, when you call it grumpy, then you've labeled it, and now you're reacting to it, right? If you just have the raw experience of what's happening without labeling or reacting to it, then again, negative and positive don't exist. There is no bad, good, or any of that. You just have a raw experience of energy, and then there's no need to, how to put it, disregard anything. You can fully have the experience without being involved in it. Like we say, you can be in the world but not of it.
No, I remember I actually started to use the tool a little bit before I even learned Access with my brother Brian out in Hawaii. He we would be somewhere doing something, one of our shaman things, and something really odd would happen, and instead of going into a place of judgment, we both kind of look at each other like, well, that was interesting, like really truly from a place of that was really interesting. And that really does help just to kind of shift you out of that place where where there's a charge on it.
Now, the other thing is, if you can't get out of that space of judgment or whatever, maybe at first practice on your own, like really, like we said, the exercise that guided us through, touch in with that part of yourself that is always at peace. Because in reality, it doesn't matter what's happening on the surface, right? There could be complete chaos around you to the most extreme level, but at your core, you are just the space that allows all of that to happen. And that space, when we touch in with that as humans, is entirely, deeply, vastly peaceful all the time, always. So if you are experiencing whatever is happening around you from the perspective of the space that allows it all to be, there's just peace, even in response to what most people would perceive as intense chaos. But if you are really in a place where just you can't get out of that, and things are really having such an impact on you that it's causing you a lot of suffering, and you just can't bring yourself to the place where you can step out of that, you're not stuck anywhere. I don't know. I'm not making any suggestions for anyone's life choices or what they do. But, at some point, some people may need to remove themselves from certain situations. But you need to follow whatever feels lightest. You have your own inner guidance. Listen to what spirit is guiding you toward.
And then one thing, when I used to work at the bank, that I did that was sneaky. From Reiki, if you ever take a Reiki class or if you just Google it, there's a symbol called the Antakarana symbol. I used to tape that underneath people's desks and stuff and put it underneath the water cooler and things like that, with the idea of helping to shift the vibration of the space. So even if you don't want to actively transmute the space, there's a lot of things you could do, crystals and different things that you could help to shift and create a higher vibration in the workspace to hopefully encourage a different experience with that.
And then Linda was saying, sometimes when I'm reading or watching something, I get frequencies so loud in my head. What does that mean? Hank, I feel like that's right up your alley.
Oh, because I hear things all the time. So there's two things that could be. Well, there's a lot of things, two main things. One is that it's communication. And Brian, who I was just talking about, who's out in Hawaii, he would get that a lot of times. And Tom Stones, who was a crystal vendor at the time, was the one who gave him the trick, that it was beings of light that were talking to him, that were speaking so fast or communicating so fast that it came off as this high pitched, and all Brian had to do is ask them to slow down. And it slowed down, and then he was able to start getting this dialogue and interaction. But it's almost like if they're not being heard, they keep trying to get louder and louder until you notice them. And then once you notice them, you can start having the dialogue. They can slow down, and you can start to have this creationship develop. And then the other thing it could be is just any sort of frequency that wants to work with you. And what I would do is, when you have a tone like that, you just sit back or lay down if you can, and vision like a diver falling backwards off a boat going deep sea diving. That's how I kind of look at myself falling into the tone. And then you just see what happens. A lot of times you're having an astral experience. You're off somewhere. Sometimes it's a teacher plant that's coming to work with you. You don't have to actually ingest anything in order to work with plants or other types of medicine work, or it could just be a guide.
So Adam was saying, can that cause anxiety if we are not connected? Yes. In my personal experience, there have been times when I've chosen not to be as, how to put it, aware of the energetic happenings around me, or at least like not to recognize them consciously. Well, my body's always aware of what's going on. And in the times when I wasn't acknowledging the things that were happening energetically, it would almost be like all the communication and everything I was sensing coming through from spirit would build up and build up and build up, and it would get very uncomfortable and cause me really intense anxiety. And then I would notice sometimes just like doing readings or like doing healing work and just really tapping in and becoming aware of what's going on around me, it would almost take a sort of pressure off of off of all this energy building up. And then the other thing that you'll start to notice as you start to tap in and connect is how to put it. Certain things that you may have perceived as like anxiety or like being really uncomfortable was really just a certain energy sensation that maybe you weren't familiar with before. I know like one of the first times me and Hank went on a hike, we were walking and I just got hit with this huge like wave, like really crazy energy. And if I was walking with anyone else who wasn't aware of that kind of stuff, I might I might have just kind of been like, okay, well, I don't know what the heck that was. Just going to keep walking. But anyway, I was with Hank, so I was like, all I said was, whoa. And he goes, oh, yeah, we just walked over a portal. So and that in the sense, and now like more and more I start to recognize certain energy sensations. Not only are they not just local in your body, but like other energy sensitive people will feel the same things. And so, yeah, I think just learning a little bit more, educating yourself a little bit more can be helpful, because if you sort of know a little bit about what's going on, then, that will help. It's a kind of a fine line. If you develop too much of an idea around it in your head and you start to like judge it because of that, then that can cause problems. But then if you're just having the raw experience and but you also have a little bit of education in terms of like what might be going on, that can also help to sort of put you at ease about certain things. I don't know if that's the right way to say it.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Okay.
And then the other thing to it too, sometimes anxiety, especially for people who are empathic, you might be picking up on somebody else's anxiety. It might not be yours. But when you are having a sensation in the body, the two things to check in with are, one, is it yours? And if not, return to sender with consciousness. Or two, it's a question that I like. I kind of adapted this from Access, but you ask, what is it that me, the being, is aware of and unwilling to acknowledge that the body is acknowledging for me? That if I were to acknowledge, the body would have ease. Because sometimes it's the body just being aware of something that you rather turn a blind eye to, and the body doesn't do that. The body acknowledges it. So would you be able to? Yeah.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, Brandy was saying, this helped a lot. I'm carrying crystals now, actually. Thanks, guys. Yes. Yeah. Well, thank you. I'm glad you're in the space to receive that, because really, we can talk and give you, like all we're doing is really pointing to a certain experience, right? I like to say that the words are just pointing to an experience. So the words can bounce right off of your head and not mean anything. But if you're open to sort of following the energy that we're trying to direct you to, you can have peace and joy and love right here in this moment right now. And Brandy is a perfect example of someone who is willing to receive all of this stuff. She is just an absolutely wonderful person, and she has so much love and light. So glad to hear that this helped, and I just wish you so much more peace and joy and ease in your life as you navigate these waters that are sometimes uncomfortable for you.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome questions. Thank you so much for contributing to the show. Let's see, what next?
I don't know. Yeah, that might be. We might have a half an hour show today. I think that might be it.
That's fine. So, anything we need to make people aware of? I know we're going to be doing our next group healing session next week. So that's something for people to look forward to, and you can check out on the website. We're going to announce very shortly some sort of in-person gathering where we will do a little bit of ceremony work or just go on a hike. We got a whole meetup now for that, so you can also find the link to that on our website. Anything that you want to bring to people's attention right now?
Yeah, so, well, I am going to be at a few different places So, well, actually, I don't know if I'll probably post that on Shamans Way. So if you just go to shamanswayhealing.com, I think we're going to update that, and just stay tuned to there, because I'm going to be at a couple different spiritual shops in the area. I don't know if I should announce things right now or wait until I've heard, like, confirmed or whatever.
Wait till you have a date that you'll be there,
Okay.
and then announce it. And they'll also, well, depending on where it is, a lot of them have schedulers that you can have the link of being able to book with you.
But anyway, so basically, some things to look forward to if you are in the Northeast Ohio area is I am going to be out there even more than I am now, doing all kinds of incredible shamanic healing. And then, stay. If you're local, keep your eyes out for the meetup. We're going to be doing in-person group healings and all that cool stuff. And if anyone wants a shamanic healing session but is not in the area, go to shamanswayhealing.com. We can do a virtual session. Check out my YouTube channel, Shaman's Way. I have videos of me doing facilitating all kinds of incredible healing work, and it's all done virtually, and so much can happen.
Yeah, and Adam says he's awesome. Go do it.
Yes, thank you. Just all kinds of exciting stuff. So stay posted. If you guys want to experience some healing, I would love to facilitate that for anyone who is open to receiving it. So thank you all.
Yeah. And speaking of spiritual shops, every Thursday I do book out of Goddess Elite. It's the only day that I take walk-in clients, and I think I have a 5 o'clock and a 6 left. So if you're interested in having a session with me, I'm at Goddess Elite, or any other day. Oh, Shauna posing as Adam. Naughty. Well, you are in the picture, so that's cool.
Hello, Shauna.
No, but both Shauna and Adam are both awesome. So, yeah. But anyway, I'm at Goddess Elite, or any other day during the week, you can book through hanksuttle.com. It's just my name, which I just realized. Oh yeah, we took that down probably because I didn't change it, huh? Yeah. Okay, cool. But anyway, thank you everyone for your contributions, and we will be back. Actually, we won't be on tomorrow because I'm strawberry picking. So we'll be back. Either we'll probably be back Monday.
Yeah,
it will be Monday or Tuesday, actually, because we're going to be doing the apprenticeship. Though on Sunday, I am going to be on Fellowships of the Spirits Facebook page. I will be doing their fireside chat, which it's like a 15 to 20 minute talk. It's going to be on their YouTube and their Facebook, and that's going to be on Sunday. So if you want to catch a little talk from me, not sure what I'll talk about yet, but I'm sure it will be very fitting for the energy of the moment. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. We'll catch you next time.
Thank you.